Finally, after months of challenging news, difficult policy changes, and uncertainty that has left so many immigrant families anxious about their futures, I am thrilled to bring you something different today. Genuine good news about U.S. immigration that is taking effect this January 2026. If you are waiting for a work permit, hoping for faster green card processing, worried about deportation enforcement, or trying to understand the latest visa developments, this video contains updates that could directly benefit you or someone you love. My name is James. I have been a senior U.S. immigration professional for 6 years, and through Immigration News Today, I have made it my mission to bring you accurate, verified information, the good and the challenging. Today, I get to share news that will bring hope and clarity to millions of people. Stay with me until the very end, because what I share today could change how you plan your next steps in the immigration system. Let me start by acknowledging something important. I know that many of you who watch this channel have been through an incredibly difficult period. The past several years have brought unprecedented uncertainty to the immigration system. Policy changes have come fast and furious. Processing times have stretched to historic lengths. Enforcement priorities have shifted dramatically. And through it all, you have been waiting. Waiting for your work permit so you can support your family. Waiting for your green card so you can finally feel secure. Waiting for word on your visa so you can reunite with loved ones. I see you. I hear you. And today, I get to deliver news that shows the system is finally moving in a positive direction for many of you. As of date, several significant positive developments have been confirmed by USCIS, the Department of Homeland Security, and other official sources. These changes have also been reported by Reuters, the Associated Press, and the Wall Street Journal, so what I am sharing is verified and current. Let me walk you through each piece of good news in detail so you understand exactly what is happening and how it might affect your case. The first major piece of good news relates to work permit processing times. For years, one of the biggest frustrations in the immigration system has been the agonizingly long wait for employment authorization documents, commonly known as EADs or work permits. People who had every legal right to work in the United States were forced to sit on the sidelines for 12, 18, sometimes even 24 months, waiting for a small card that would allow them to support their families. That is finally changing. USCIS has announced that as of January 2026, they have achieved their target processing time of 90 days for the majority of initial work permit applications. This is not a promise for the future. This is happening right now. The agency has hired additional adjudicators, implemented new technology systems, and streamlined their processes to the point where most applicants are now receiving their work permits within 3 months of filing. What does this mean for you in practical terms? If you filed a work permit application in the last few months and you are still waiting, check your case status online. Your approval may be coming much sooner than you expected. If you have been hesitant to file because of the long wait times, now is an excellent time to submit your application. And if you know someone who has been suffering without work authorization, share this news with them. The days of 2-year waits for work permits appear to be behind us, at least for now. But the good news on work permits does not stop there. USCIS has also expanded automatic extensions for work permit renewals. Previously, if you filed to renew your work permit before it expired, you received an automatic extension of 180 days, 6 months, while your renewal was pending. Starting this January, that automatic extension has been increased to 540 days, a full 18 months. This is enormous. It means that virtually no one who files their renewal on time should experience a gap in work authorization. You can continue working without interruption while your renewal is processed. This change alone will provide stability and peace of mind to hundreds of thousands of workers and their families. The second major piece of good news relates to green card processing, and this is where things get really exciting. USCIS has announced significant improvements in processing times for family-based and employment-based green cards. For immediate relatives of U.S. citizens, spouses, parents, and unmarried children under 21, the average processing time for adjustment of status applications has dropped from over 20 months to approximately 10 to 12 months in many service centers. This is nearly a 50% reduction in wait time. For employment-based green cards, the news is equally encouraging. The agency has made substantial progress in clearing the backlog of EB2 and EB3 cases, and processing times have improved significantly. Additionally, the Visa Bulletin for January 2026 shows forward movement in several employment-based categories, meaning that more people are becoming eligible to file their adjustment of status applications. If you have been tracking the Visa Bulletin and waiting for your priority date to become current, check the latest bulletin. You may be pleasantly surprised. There is also positive news specifically for green card holders who have been worried about the stricter rules I have discussed in other videos. While those rules are indeed being implemented, USCIS has also announced expanded resources for customer service and case inquiries. If you have questions about how the new requirements affect your specific situation, you can now get faster responses through the USCIS Contact Center, and the agency has added staff specifically to handle inquiries from lawful permanent residents. This does not change the rules themselves, but it does mean you have better access to information and guidance. The third area of good news relates to deportation enforcement, and I want to address this carefully because I know it is a topic that causes tremendous anxiety. The Department of Homeland Security has announced updated enforcement priorities that focus resources on individuals who pose genuine threats to public safety and national security. According to official guidance released this month, ICE field offices have been directed to prioritize cases involving serious criminal offenses rather than conducting broad community enforcement operations. What does this mean practically? It means that if you are a law-abiding person living in the United States, even if your immigration status is not fully resolved, you are less likely to be the target of enforcement action than you might have been in previous years. This is not a guarantee of protection, and I want to be very clear that everyone should continue to know their rights and be prepared for any encounter with immigration authorities. But the shift in enforcement priorities does represent meaningful good news for many people in our community. Additionally, there have been positive developments in immigration court. The Executive Office for Immigration Review, which oversees the immigration court system, has received additional funding and has hired more immigration judges. While the backlog remains substantial, over 2 million cases pending, the rate at which cases are being scheduled and heard has improved. For individuals with pending cases, this means you may see your day in court sooner than projected. If you have a pending case, contact your attorney or the immigration court to inquire about your current status and any upcoming hearings. The fourth area of good news relates to visa processing at U.S. embassies and consulates around the world. For the past several years, one of the biggest bottlenecks in the immigration system has been the severe delays in scheduling visa interviews abroad. Families were separated for years because there simply were not enough interview slots available at many consulates. This situation has improved dramatically. The State Department has announced that visa interview wait times have been reduced to under 60 days at most posts worldwide for most visa categories. Some posts that previously had wait times of over a year are now scheduling interviews within weeks. This is tremendous news for families waiting to be reunited. If your spouse, parent, child, or sibling has an approved immigrant visa petition and has been waiting months or years for an interview, encourage them to check the current wait times at their local consulate. They may be able to schedule an interview much sooner than expected. For those applying for tourist visas, student visas, or work visas, the improvements in processing times mean that travel plans can be made with greater confidence. There is also positive news specifically related to certain visa categories. The H-1B Specialty Occupation Visa Program, which has been the subject of much uncertainty in recent years, has been stabilized with clear guidance and a functioning lottery system. The O-1 visa for individuals with extraordinary ability continues to be processed efficiently, and the investor visa programs, including the EB-5 program, have received updated regulations that provide greater clarity for applicants and their families. For those interested in travel to and from Europe, I should also mention that the European Union's new entry-exit system and ETIAS travel authorization program are being implemented smoothly. U.S. citizens traveling to Europe for short visits will need to register for ETIAS, but the process is straightforward, inexpensive, and approvals are typically granted within minutes. This is not directly U.S. immigration news, but it is relevant for those of you who travel internationally. Now, let me talk about what all of this good news means for you practically and what actions you should consider taking in response. If you have been waiting to file a work permit application because of long processing times, now is an excellent time to file. Gather your documents, prepare your application carefully, and submit it as soon as possible to take advantage of the improved processing times. If you have a pending green card case, log into your USCIS online account and check your case status. Processing times have improved, and your case may be further along than you realized. If your case has been pending for longer than the current posted processing times, consider submitting a case inquiry or scheduling an InfoPass appointment. If you have family members abroad waiting for visa interviews, encourage them to check the current wait times at their consulate and schedule appointments as soon as possible. The improved processing times create a window of opportunity that you should take advantage of. If you have been worried about immigration enforcement, take this opportunity to organize your documents, consult with an attorney about your specific situation, and develop a plan for how you would respond if you ever encountered immigration authorities. Knowledge and preparation are your best protections. If you are a green card holder, make sure you understand the new requirements I have discussed in other videos, but also take comfort in knowing that USCIS is providing better resources and customer service to help you navigate these changes. Let me share a couple of real-world examples that illustrate what these positive changes mean for actual people in our community. I recently worked with a family, let us call them the Garcias, who had been waiting for over 18 months for the wife's work permit. She had a valid basis to work but could not contribute to the family income without that card. They were struggling financially, worried about paying rent, stressed about their children's needs. Just last week, Mrs. Garcia received her work permit, after only 11 weeks from her latest filing. She started her new job yesterday. This is the kind of difference the improved processing times are making. Another family I have been helping, I will call them the Nguyens, had a daughter in Vietnam waiting for her immigrant visa interview. They submitted the application over 2 years ago and had essentially given up hope of seeing her soon. When they checked the consulate website last month, they discovered that wait times had dropped dramatically. They scheduled her interview, she was approved, and she is now preparing to travel to the United States to join her parents for the first time in over 3 years. The reunion they had almost stopped believing in is finally happening. These stories are happening across the country, in communities just like yours. The improvements in the immigration system are real, and they are making a difference in people's lives. Now, I want to be balanced and honest with you, because that is what immigration news today is about. Not everything in immigration is positive right now. The system still faces significant challenges. Backlogs remain in many categories. Some policies continue to create difficulties for certain groups. And as I always remind you, immigration policy can change at any time. What is good news today could be modified or reversed tomorrow. That is the nature of the system we are dealing with. But today, right now, there are genuine reasons for optimism. The improvements in work permit processing are real. The progress on green card backlogs is real. The reduction in visa interview wait times is real. And the shift toward more focused enforcement priorities is real. These are not promises or projections. These are changes that have already been implemented and are already helping people. As we come to the end of this video, I want to remind you why Immigration News Today exists. This channel is here to give you accurate, verified information about the immigration system, both the challenges and the opportunities. I will never hide difficult news from you, but I will also celebrate with you when things improve. Today is a day for celebration. Today is a day to share good news with your friends and family. Today is a day to feel hope about the future. If this video helped you understand the positive developments in U.S. immigration for January 2026, please take a moment to like it, share it with others who need this good news, and subscribe to Immigration News Today with notifications turned on. I am here every day to keep you informed about changes in the system, and I want to make sure you never miss an important update, whether it is good news or challenging news. Before I go, my standard disclaimer. Everything I have shared today is for general informational purposes only. It is not legal advice. Immigration law is complex, and your individual situation may have unique factors that require professional evaluation. Please consult with a qualified immigration attorney for advice specific to your case. Always verify information with official government sources, including USCIS.gov, the State Department website, and DHS.gov. Policy can change, and the information I provided is accurate as of date. Thank you for trusting me with your immigration journey. It is an honor to share this good news with you today. My name is James, and this is Immigration News Today. Take this positive energy, take these opportunities, and take your next steps with confidence. I will see you in the next video. Take care of yourself and take care of each other.